Tonight on the Weekly Pulse, we're talking Medicare, strengthening your balance, senior living, and a sensitive subject, addiction.
And plus, if you ever wanted to own a boat but thought it would be too much trouble, too much money, we have a way for you to own a boat without owning a boat. That's coming up next on the Weekly Pulse.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Weekly Pulse, Northeast Ohio's first television show geared toward women with a focus on health and wellness. I'm Amy Castelli.
And I'm Eileen McShea, and we're in the kitchen tonight because we like it here.
Yes, cozy, and this is where people have their best conversations.
Exactly. In fact, one we're going to talk about tonight is aging. We are all aging, even as we speak. And when you get to that certain age, you think about Medicare, and it's not an easy subject. It's very difficult.
No, and you know what? When it comes time to utilize Medicare, it's hard to navigate through the whole system. Fortunately, there are people who can help.
And that's where we found the Kaz company, K-A-Z. They're wonderful. Their logo is actually a maze because when people turn 64, they say it's like going through a maze trying to find your way around Medicare. That's where they walk you right through it, and it's free.
The first thing we tell them to do is breathe, because they're going to be pleasantly surprised when they find out what Medicare and the insurance plans are all about. The other thing we say to people is you're going to be doing the happy dance when you find out how all of this works. And they kind of look at us, and then by the end of the meeting they're going, you're right, we are going to be doing the happy dance. This is a good thing. Our goal is to educate you to your options when you are deciding to utilize Medicare and the plans that go with it. When people were only living to be 70, at 65 you were considered a senior. You know, my mom's 87. My grandmother died when she was 106. Okay, I have another grandmother who died when she was 98. So at 65, if people like myself follow in her footsteps, at 65, I may have another 30 years in front of me. So yes, we will talk to people who are seniors, but that's your 80-year-olds, your 87-year-olds. We're also talking to the boomers, because it's the boomers who are the going, okay, I have to make a decision. Where do I go and how do I do this? When somebody meets with us, there is no obligation. They do not have to choose to do a plan through us. If they choose to do a plan through us, they don't pay us. The plan pays us. The difference is, if you have an issue because of HIPAA, you have to contact the company direct. If you sign up utilizing someone such as us, you can call us and we can do the research and get the questions answered for you. At Kaz Company, we're very team-oriented. We have an internal staff that supports the agents that are out on the road. We have agents that go from the Toledo area all the way up to Pennsylvania and go down towards the Columbus area.
So for instance, I'm in Lake and Ashtabula County. You'll find me at a health fair, you'll find me at senior day, at the mall, or at the fair. And it's just a good way to get out there, meet your community, and then we get referrals from our clients because they know and trust us.
We would get a lot of phone calls where people would say to us, the more I read, the more confused I get. And comments were made, it's like a maze. And we were trying to think of a logo and branding, and with the company being Kaz Company, it just kind of worked where, you know, we thought, well, wait a minute, we can do this. Ask us about the maze.
With Kaz Company, we have to abide by Medicare's rules, and those rules say you have to be very careful how you market and advertise. So we follow each and every one of those rules. So for example, if we're doing an educational event, we can't just hand out our business cards. So clients can ask us for them, and then we can hand them out, but it's not something we can just put them out. So we have to follow those rules, so we do that.
If we find the plan they are on is the plan that best meets their needs, all we ask them to do is, if they think we did a good job, please pass on our name. That's all we ask them to do. We've had a lot of people cry in our office out of relief. We're here all year round. we're not going away, and that's why we have the office, so people can come in and sit down or call us up and get their questions answered.
Boy, it is a maze. It can be overwhelming, but thank God for them. What's really nice is they stay with you. They don't leave you hanging.
Yeah, they stay through the whole process. If you have a problem, they then become your representative to help you handle it. And the CAS company is so nice because they also contribute to a bunch of charities. There's one called Cleveland Kids in Need, where they provide the school supplies for kids going back to school.
Really nice program. Well, as we continue talking about our golden years, it can be very difficult upkeeping a home and a yard, and social interaction for older people is harder to reach.
It is, and this should be a fun time
should.
in life. There's no reason it shouldn't be. And there's a place in Avon that is dedicated to making sure this is a fun time in life. It's called Rose Senior Living.
What makes Rose Senior Living so unique?
When you walk in, we want you to feel welcome. We want you to feel like you belong here, like this is home. And to that end, the staff and the associates that work here really have dedicated themselves to making you feel like you're part of a family. And as you tour the building, you can see a lot of attention to detail, the specifics, things to make you feel like you're in a luxury resort. At the same time, you're at home. We have a full staff of nurses, we have a full staff of culinary folks, and a great maintenance team that makes sure that the building runs properly, so that all you have to do is come and enjoy the community.
When is a good time to suggest to mom and dad to look into a place like Rose Senior Living?
One of the biggest things are oftentimes children start to go to their parents' homes, and instead of spending quality time, they're going there to do work. They're going to mow the lawn, they're cleaning, they're painting. Instead of being able to spend that time with them, it becomes work. And I think that is an indication that maybe it's time for mom and dad to look into a community where they don't have to worry about that. And that's where Rose is a perfect fit for that. That's when a family should start to look at that. For assisted living and memory care, those are a little more need-driven. You may be coming home on the holidays, and there might be a few things that you're noticing. Maybe mom and dad are eating more frozen foods. They're not eating as healthy as they used to be. Or you're looking in their medication. Maybe they didn't take their medication, they're making those decisions. And that's kind of where you want to be thinking, maybe going into assisted living, you'll have that peace of mind, especially if you live out of state, or even if you live an hour away. You want to make sure your parents are safe and that they are eating right and taking care of their personal needs.
Moving to Rose Senior Living is the best thing that my husband and I have ever done. We're busy here all the time. There's always something to do. And yet, if you don't want to partake of something, you go to your apartment door, open it up, and go in and close the door, and you're at home. And it is home.
Here at Rose Senior Living Avon, we have 3 components that make us successful. One is an independent living community where folks can come here and spend time with others, spouses or by themselves, live in really nice, luxurious units, and participate in day-to-day life enrichment things. We also have assisted living communities here, and those communities are really interesting too. For somebody that maybe needs a little assistance, maybe some nursing care, light duty in terms of cleaning their unit and maybe help with medication, this is the perfect spot for them. And then of course we have what we call our memory care unit. Our memory care unit is for folks that maybe need a little assistance in terms of being reminded to do certain types of things. Day-to-day functions, maybe assistance with meals, assistance with making sure they get their medications on time on a regular basis and things like that. So, from that perspective, we combine all 3 of those and make what we call Rose Senior Living Avon, a community for everyone.
What an outstanding place. And I'll tell you, they eat well. They have a beautiful garden, farm to table, fresh fruits and vegetables. And it's never really too early to start talking about your parents, to your parents about this.
Yeah, or for ourselves, because that's where we're all headed. And yes,
yeah.
that place is beautiful.
Coming up, millions of Americans suffer from addiction. Learn how one doctor is building a bridge for recovery.
And life on the lake, how you can have your choice from a fleet of boats without even owning a boat.
I couldn't lift anything, I couldn't do yard work.
The before and after images were 1 month and 3 days apart. In July, he had this gigantic disc extrusion, and a month and 3 days later, it had healed from the decompression that we had done.
No surgery, no drugs. I just came in for regular adjustments and then the decompression therapy. It was life-changing for me.
Call the Soul and Spine and Wellness Center at 440-248-5070 or go to soulandbackpain.com.
It's our year-end closeout at Axelrod, and there's no better time than now for great savings. With 20% off select models or 0% up to 72 months. Experience why this dealership was built for you. It's our year-end closeout at Axelrod Buick GMC.
Dreaming of new flooring? Shaw Floors will make it happen. With huge savings and 12 months free financing on carpet, hardwood, vinyl, and more. Make your dreams come alive. It's the summer kickoff sale here at Carpet Country Flooring and Design Center.
Welcome back to the Weekly Pulse. I'm Amy Castelli along with Eileen McShea. As we age, our strength, mobility, and balance start to deteriorate.
And that's where all-around physical therapy and wellness comes in, because Anthony Plescia there will help you find your baseline and then go from there.
As we age, what kind of physical impairments are we seeing in women?
As a physical therapist, we see range of motion loss, strength, muscle imbalance, posture dysfunction, bone density loss, and balance concerns.
And what are the components of balance issues?
Balance issues are really a three-part issue. There's range of motion loss, there's strength loss, and there's loss of proprioception, which is our body's awareness in space.
Technology is affecting posture. Tell me about that.
Technology plays a large role in bad posture. We're all familiar with terms TechNet and Body by Microsoft, and what happens is that when we sit for a long time in front of the computer, our bodies tend to mold to the position that we sat. So you'll see the rounded shoulders, you'll see the hunched neck, and the rounded back, and technology has definitely played a negative role on the human's posture.
How can we improve and correct them?
I recommend everyone sits down with the physical therapist and performs an in-depth evaluation, and they try to locate any muscular imbalance, tight muscle, weak muscle, posture dysfunction, and allows the physical therapist to come up with a plan. That baseline should be rechecked twice a year to make sure that your balance is not going, or the imbalances are going the wrong direction.
What kind of therapies do you offer here?
Anything to correct a physical impairment. So we do stretching, we do range of motion, we do massage, we do corrective strength exercises, we do joint mobilization, we do dry needling, electric stimulation, anything to correct the imbalance.
Does insurance cover any of the therapies here?
Insurance definitely covers physical therapy. Physical therapy is one of the lesser costing professions, and every major insurance covers physical therapy. The human body can always strengthen or better its situation. And that's the best part of my job, is to see people's quality of life improve and allow them to regain their function.
As you just saw, there are 4 locations, so many options for you.
Yeah, and Anthony and his staff will take good care of you. There's got to be one near you. Now we're going to move on to something that is prevalent. It's everywhere, and I think there's not a family out there that hasn't had to address the topic of addiction. It's something that you need a support system and you need a treatment plan.
You sure do, and it's part of the conversation daily. Everybody is talking about addiction. We recently visited the Charack Health and Wellness Center, where they're helping patients for the better and forever. Doctor, what is addiction?
Addiction is a neurobiological disorder, and there are many components to it. So the first one is that the person has difficulty stopping using a substance. They also spend a lot of time being preoccupied with the substance. They may have some physical dependence or psychological dependence, and there are many consequences to it. So in the realm of, let's say, interpersonal or family or occupation, and lastly, they may have some personal consequences such as physical health or psychological health.
What are the treatment options available for those living with addiction?
Well, there are two main components of addiction treatment. One is, of course, the medications, and the other crucial part is the psychosocial treatment, where they receive individual and or group counseling, and that is also very crucial. And the third component is treatment of any underlying psychiatric conditions, which I think is very, very crucial. Results are typically not very optimal when you do only one of these three, and so you have to do all three: medications, counseling, and treatment of underlying psychiatric conditions.
We often see there is one member of a family who has addiction and another one who doesn't. Why is that?
That's a great question. We need to realize that we're all different individuals, even if we come from the same parents. We all have different biological underpinnings, psychological underpinnings, as well as our environment. Not everybody, even if they come from the same family, live the same life. So, for example, certain stressors in their lives. But in the end, it comes down to biology.
Can you tell me about the Bridge program?
Yeah, the Bridge program is a program that we actually do in conjunction with a local major hospital. And so they send all of their patients who have completed their opiate treatment in an inpatient setting to us. We realize that when they get discharged from the hospital, they have the highest risk of relapse right then. So what we have done is we actually pick them up from the hospital on the day of discharge. They come to one of our facilities, they get a full evaluation, and they get actually started on treatment on that day. And that has been very, very successful. There's a lot more hope today than we had, let's say, a decade ago. Because, for example, the medication like Suboxone and Vivitrol, they are life-changing. I have all kinds of patients here, doctors, lawyers, for the lack of a better term, soccer moms, and they're doing fabulously well. It's so gratifying, for psychiatrists like myself, see their lives change for the better and forever.
It's changed my life more now by just realizing there's more out there than just like the need of wanting to use, and always more being just to myself. Wasn't around family much. I never wanted to go anywhere, but now, I'm myself again, kind of. I'm not there yet, but I'm more a mom again. I'm more a wife to my husband. Just everything is slowly getting back to the way it was, and it's great.
I learn something new every day that I come here. It makes it so easy to be able to remain drug-free and just make you understand that you have options. This place makes you know that you can have a good life.
This is just so inspirational. The staff there is so committed to helping the patients there, and you just heard from those two gals with their stories. And Eileen, it's three components that they work with: the medication, the counseling, and treating underlying conditions. All three of those are important in this system here.
And I like that they're looking for the underlying condition. That's something that we really don't think about. You just think addiction, but really, that's probably more of the cause from basically the underlying condition.
And they create a support system so that as they progress in life and move forward, looking forward, they have a positive, hopeful outlook. Coming up, enjoying all the luxury of the lake without all the hassle. Why buy a boat when you can join the club?
And if you would like us to feature a story relating to health, wellness, or your lifestyle, visit us at theweeklypulse.com.
Dreaming of new flooring? Shaw Floors will make it happen. With huge savings and 12 months free financing on carpet, hardwood, vinyl, and more. Make your dreams come alive. It's the summer kickoff sale here at Carpet Country Flooring and Design Center.
At Axelrod, all the 2017s must go. Save up to 15% off select Buicks or 0% for up to 72 months. We are an award-winning team with great pricing and selection. We're Axelrod Buick GMC.
I couldn't lift anything, I couldn't do yard work.
The before and after images were 1 month and 3 days apart. In July, he had this gigantic disc extrusion, and a month and 3 days later, it had healed from the decompression that we had done.
No surgery, no drugs. I just came in for regular adjustments and then the decompression therapy. It was life-changing for me.
Call the Soul and Spine and Wellness Center at 440-248-5070 or go to soulandbackpain.com.
Welcome back to the Weekly Pulse. I'm Amy Castelli with Eileen McShea, and this is our lifestyle segment. We often talk about relaxing and de-stressing, and for many people that means boating.
It does, and there's nothing more relaxing than being out on a boat on Lake Erie is wonderful, unless, of course, you are said owner of boat, because that's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
And it's a lot of maintenance, and there are those who say the best days of owning a boat are the day that you buy it and the day that you sell it. It doesn't have to be that way. There is a club, it's called the Freedom Boat Club, that lets you go, take a boat out, enjoy yourself, have lunch, bring it back, and they do the rest for you. It's a great concept.
Hi Eileen, welcome. We're so glad you came to visit us today out here at Catawba Island Marina South.
Explain the Freedom Boat Club. How does it work?
We are a membership boating club where we consider ourselves hassle-free boating. We take care of the boat, we maintain the boat, we dock the boat, we pay for all dock fees, insurance. All our member does is reserve the boat and enjoy their day out on the Lake Erie, which is right behind us in a beautiful gem that's in our area that everybody needs to be able to take advantage of.
What is hassle-free boating?
We take care of all of those things that individuals don't like to do that have been a boat owner in the past. From the moment they arrive at the marina, our dock hands are there to help them with carry their things onto the boat, make sure that they're comfortable, everything is set, and they go through the checklist. They have to, be certified that they know where everything is before they go out, and they sign off on that. And we're family friendly and pet friendly, so we encourage people to bring their pets on board if with a life jacket, of course, as well as bring their friends and family with them too. Because we are a part of a franchise system, there are 142 other locations across the country. So if you're a member here in Freedom Boat Club Lake Erie, you're eligible to boat at all those other locations across the country, coast to coast, and there's several in Canada as well, 4 times a year.
We do have a lot of people, that's why they join. They have family or older, their families are down there and they go down, and rather than renting a boat for $700 or $800 a day, the membership all at once gets covered.
What about safety? How do you keep people safe?
Safety is our #1 priority, and we provide unlimited training. We put our membership types into 3 categories: those that have been boaters in the past, those that have boated with their families, but then we also have people that want to try out boating and have never been a boater. So one of our priorities is we provide unlimited training. Before we allow a member out on a boat, on one of our boats, they have to go through a training procedure with one of our certified trainers at one of the locations. The most important thing is that they feel comfortable and confident in maneuvering the boat.
And with regard to training, it's really like a plane. It's the takeoff and landings that cause the fear within an individual. So we spend a lot of time with them. Just relax, take your time. You don't have to go fast.
Who does hassle-free boating appeal to?
What we found that in our 3 locations here at Catawba, this is the retirees, individuals who on the other side of this little hill have started with 50-foot boats. They've moved down to a 35 or 30-foot center console, and at some point they just go, I'm done. I don't want the hassle. They can drive over here in their golf cart or in their car, they make a reservation, they hop on the boat, they bring it back, and they're in heaven. The opposite is true in Rocky River, where most of them are younger families, They don't have the time, both individuals are working, they don't have the time to take care of a boat. So they can come down, spend 2 or 3 hours family time, bring the boat back, and they're happy. It's done what it wants to do. And so those boats typically will turn 3 times a day.
That was a tough day.
Yeah, plum assignment, I'd say.
Yes, that was rough. But it is a great concept, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, to not have to do the work, but have the fun.
Yeah, and it's like this concierge service. They help you out of the boat. They'll give you a skipper if you need a skipper. It's wonderful. And by the way, check the website because they are adding an East Side location. Or if you travel, it's a club. They're all over the U.S., so you never have to actually own the boat, but you have all sorts of different boats at your disposal.
Very
like a
cool.
Fishing boat, yeah, or if you have a big group of people, you get a bigger boat. That's the way it works. It's a great concept. If you have questions about Medicare and what plan may be best for you, contact the CAS Company at MedicarePlansNEO.com.
If you're a senior searching for an attractive lifestyle for independent or assisted living, visit roseseniorliving.com.
For more information on All Around Physical Therapy and Wellness Center, visit allaroundpt.com.
If you or someone you know is suffering from addiction and would like more information on the Charack Center for Health and Wellness, visit their website at charackcenter.org.
If you would like a hassle-free alternative to owning a boat and would like more information on the Freedom Boat Club, visit their website at freedomboatclub.com. Just a reminder before we go, if you have any ideas about health, wellness, lifestyle, finance, let us know about it on theweeklypulse.com.
And we want to thank the people who have reached out to us. We are following up on your ideas. We're going out and getting these really neat stories in a long format. And thanks for joining us from the kitchen tonight. We're going to see you next week on the Weekly Pulse. Bye-bye. That's my kind of boating.
Yeah, that was a fun day. Just so, can I start that again? Sorry.
Holy Family Hospice is here to walk with you, to answer honestly those difficult questions. Let Holy Family Hospice be a part of your healthcare plan. Holy Family.
Serving the community for over 60 years.
I couldn't lift anything, I couldn't do yard work.
The before and after images were 1 month and 3 days apart. In July, he had this gigantic disc extrusion, and a month and 3 days later, it had healed from the decompression that we had done.
No surgery, no drugs. I just came in for regular adjustments and then the decompression therapy. It was life-changing for me.
Call the Soul and Spine and Wellness Center at 440-248-5070 or go to soulandbackpain.com.